Hello and welcome to MumbleCast, the oddly structured, poorly researched podcast extravaganza. My name is Liam, but today I am not here with my usual co-host Kayla. I'm in fact here with a very special guest, someone who I've spent many hours chatting to for stupid reasons. He is a very good friend of mine, Conor. Hello, Conor.
Hi there, Liam.
How are you?
I'm very good, thanks.
So I think first of all we need to address why we sound almost exactly the same on this thing. You're not just a friend of mine. Who are you?
I am your brother. I'm not only your brother, I'm your identical twin brother.
I'm identical twin brother, that's right. So right now we're staring at each other, holding my microphone, and it's very strange because we don't stare at each other this often. We don't see each other often anyway, but that doesn't matter.
No, because I live back in Edinburgh, Scotland, and Liam...
Actually, you don't. You live in Reading.
I do, in fact. I live in Reading in England.
And I live in Texas, as you guys all know. You guys all, which is only about 12 of you. Drake, this will be one of the first ones you have no idea what's going on. So, welcome to this one. I hope you listen to this one, even though Kayla's not in it. So what's today's podcast? Conor, you can tell us what today's podcast is. You kind of chose the topic.
Well, yes, I thought there was one thing that we can talk about probably more than anything else, and that'll be us. And specifically us being twins.
Yeah, us being twins, which will be, I don't know.
Hopefully a bit informative for you who don't know any twins, or...
Yeah, well, before we get started, do you know how we start? Do you know how we get into it?
Yeah.
Alright, so, without further ado, I say, in that case, let's get ready to mumble! Oh, that sounded really kind of...
We can try it again.
No, it was grand. I'm just saying it seems weird about the alto voice of Kayla. Alright, so, we're talking about twins. Conor, tell me, you're a biologist to some degree.
Yeah.
You have a genetics degree.
I do have a degree. I have a degree in
Tell
genetics.
me what are twins?
Well,
Conor, what are twins?
what are twins?
In the human aspect, anyway.
And yes, in humans, twins is when it's multiple births to the same person at the same time, obviously. You get two types of twins. There's commonly known as identical and non-identical, or scientifically it's monozygotic and dizygotic. Mono being identical.
What does dizygotic mean?
Dizygotic, so it's
Dizygotic.
two eggs.
What does
two,
isogotic mean?
and zygotic is egg.
Oh,
Basically,
okay.
I think it's Greek or Latin. One of these things, as all sciences is.
And so that means we are from one egg.
So yes, monozygotic one egg means that one egg was fertilized and it's split into two. And that's how you get identical twins who share the same DNA. Or at least to most extent.
So in all instances, they will be guy or girl.
Yes, there is...
The dizygotic.
Dizygotic can be... Dizygotic can be male, male, female. Monozygotic will be guy.
Well, how about, if they were both, I know this is not the common term anymore, hermaphrodites. I know that's not the go-to term, but I don't know what it is. Is there a chance that one could develop the female more and the male more, and then when they were born, they could transition to one or the other, but still be identical, do you think? It doesn't have to be exact. A lot of our stuff is not exact.
No,
I don't know if you had the intro, I said poorly researched.
Now, at the moment of fertilization and when this would happen, during mitosis, I think it is, which is a stage of the early development of fertilization, that's when it would occur. That's when your certain chromosomes would change to make you hermaphrodite or Kefler syndrome or other genetic diseases. So it's very unlikely for the egg to split after that. But if the egg did split, you would both suffer from the same illness because the exact DNA in the cell would split to make an exact copy. And if it's maybe 28 copies later, that might split then.
Your DNA, your base DNA and your chromosomes and all that stuff is all set as soon as the egg splits. Once the egg splits, nothing else changes other than general mutations post-birth.
Yes, so it would be cell division mutations, or it would. There's a possibility. There's other possibilities of mutations. However, they're very unlikely, and I don't know if we've got any.
Looks like I can hear it. All right, so
yes, it's very unlikely. Most twins will be genetically identical to the majority.
And how frequent is it, or what's the how many people get it? And I know I've always been told it's hereditary through the female, so the female is more likely to have multiple eggs. No, an egg split. But is that actually true or not? Or is that just
as far as I know, there's no hereditary indication that there's no hereditary indication that an egg is split and that'll run in the family.
Okay, so that could just be random.
Yes, it's more likely to be random. However, there are some lineages which show a large number of twins, more commonly than others. So there may be a factor, but I don't think it's been identified.
That'd be interesting.
Dizygotic, non-identical twins, definitely that can definitely be hereditary. But there's also lots of other factors at the moment.
Yeah, I know a lot of people. Well, you hear about a lot of people having multiple children. That's maybe through IVF more than anything else.
Yeah, well, say identical twins. It's probably about 333 births worldwide.
1 in 333.
Yes, for
identical. That's actually more common than I thought.
Yes. Well, I'm not too sure.
1 every 333 births
globally. Yeah,
that's a hell of a lot. That's a lot.
Well, apparently so.
Do you not think? That means, like, in our school, obviously, well, there was a lot, we'll talk about that in a minute, I'm sure, but that means in a hospital, like, well, that's a shit ton of twins.
It's a lot.
If there's 60 million people in Britain, that's how many twins? That's a lot of twins. Oh my god, here we go, MumbleCast math again. So 60 million divided by 330.
Well, it's 26%. So...
26%?
26%.
Oh, that can't be 26%.
No, sorry, this is another fact.
Yeah. So it's like
so
0.00%.
So 60 million in Britain...
divided by 330.
333 times 500,000.
You've confused me, just get your phone. Oh, it's disappeared. Anyway, it's a lot.
We can pause and start, yeah. So 60 million people in the UK, 1 in every 333 births, so 333...
I don't know, it's a lot. There's a lot of twins.
Bad math.
Are you sure that's right? 1 in every 330
I may be incorrect.
births.
I may be incorrect.
I'm just thinking that's a lot, that's all. Okay, it's not that much, actually. No, okay, I take that back. Because, did a quick maths, if it's 60 million divided by 330, that's only 18,181 twins, identical twins. So it's not that many, I guess.
No, it's...
If my maths was right there.
33.3 in every 1,000 births. So that would be, there'd be 1,033 people. 66 of them are twins.
Okay, I'm going to trust your facts. My head's a bit confusing. It's late at night. Okay, cool stuff.
But dizygotic, I mean, that's far more common nowadays. In the US, it's about 1 in 30 now.
Really?
Yeah.
That's crazy, man.
But that's new births. I mean, that's not historical.
I guess
births.
a lot of them more IVF as well.
That
so that's probably taking
IVF is also when women later on in their lives, which more and more women are having babies over the age of 35, they're more likely to produce 2 eggs at once.
Okay.
And that's
just get rid of them.
Another reason for the increase.
Because they have like 1 million, right? They have like a certain amount when they're born. Oh, when they reach puberty.
They'll run out.
And then
women will run out of eggs.
Yeah. Okay.
I guess.
So I think we're the only twins in our family, right?
Yes.
That we know of. Yeah. And this goes back past 3 generations.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's true.
But we know quite a lot of twins, but
dizygotic
twins.
Well, when we were younger, we joined the twin club, so we should know loads.
There was enough twins in our area that there was a twin club where mothers and our fathers and their children, multiple, would go to, and you would mingle with other mothers and fathers and twins. Which we went and we met a fair few twins. And then our high school, in our year alone, do you remember how many twins there were?
I was going to say 6 pairs of twins.
I think it was 7 pairs of twins, including us. Because there was us, and we'll give them all shout-outs right now. Okay. There was Maxime and Romney. Romney. There was Liam and Craig. There was Duncan and Callum. There was... Who else was there? There was a bunch more.
There was Lindsay and...
What was Lindsay's? Oh,
Ross.
Lindsay and Ross. There was more. There was us, obviously.
There was us, and this is a bit bad.
There was a
set of Asian girls who are identical, but I never knew them. I was never friends with them.
No, we never knew them. And that takes us to 7, because that's including us. Yes. It takes us to 7, I think. Or 6, I don't know.
And that's out of 150 people.
There was another set, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But anyway, which way? And yeah, so we had actually quite a lot in our year at school, and we were the identical, which was kind of interesting. So we were always known growing up as the twins.
Even in the family, it's the twins and Declan.
Yeah, so we have a sister and a brother, and it was the boys or the twins, and then it was Declan, and then it was Ruth, his sister, whatever. Yeah. Even by uncles and aunties, it was twins. Yeah. So, alright, here's some common things people talk about twins, and we're going to try and talk ourselves through them, or things that people or twins experience. So this is probably the most common one, and everyone set of twins gets it, especially identical, is can you feel each other's pain? Can you read their mind? If you die, were you to feel it? And anything like that.
No, I am a man of science.
So we would love to have that to be a fact, and I'm sure when we were kids there were times when we'd sort of sit and try and contact each other to some degree, in a sort of, I wonder if this works type way. Not in the way we think it would work, but we'd sit there like... And I'm sure there's times we've pissed each other off, so we've punched ourselves, so you've got to can feel it. I'm sure I've done that.
Yeah.
At times.
I can... No. Yes, I can definitely say throughout my life, there's not been a moment where I've been like, felt something really strongly, and then found out it was because Liam was going through an event, he had hurt himself, or...
Yeah,
he had eaten something.
We can say that for almost 100% certainty that's not happened.
Yeah. But my theory, or our theory,
yeah,
would be that if we until the age of 12, 13, we nearly spent every waking hour together.
Moment, yeah, not even hour.
You know, we shared the same bed for a wee while.
Up until over 12,
probably
sometimes.
Until 12. You know,
out of option, we weren't forced to.
Yeah,
we just like sleeping in the same bed as each other.
And that's, if you spend that much time with anybody, you learn the things in the same way. You experience the same things. And your whole thought process becomes similar, if not the same. So we can look at each other and know what each other are thinking in certain situations, because he's probably thinking the same thing I'm thinking.
Yeah. And that has weakened a little bit as we've got older, as we've spent less time together.
Yeah, the more experiences you have and the different experiences you have will change that.
But so, yeah, I totally agree. And I think you see this with some couples. Once they spend a certain amount of time with each other, they're very aware of what each other's going through, what each other's thinking in the moment, how they react to each things. And we get the same thing. We're exactly the same. You know, a twin relationship is very similar to a couple, and the fact that you're just aware of everything of each other. You know, there's very little we're not. And at times, you get to the point where you know each other better than they know themselves, and you're like, you don't like, what are you doing? You know, like I still stand by. I don't think you should have done genetics. I think you're the same as me, and I think you should have done something more math and engineering based. Whether that was a choice or because you actually wanted to do that, I don't know. Or in instances where when we see someone or hear someone say something, we both sort of like, whether we're sighing or whether they know they're wrong or anything. So we're just very aware of each other.
Yes,
and our thoughts and feelings and stuff, I guess.
Yes. I'm definitely closer with Liam than I am my other siblings. And that's not their fault. That's just how it is.
Yeah.
You know, we don't need to have in-depth conversations to know how each other are.
Yeah.
Just look at each other.
When I got home from holidays, I gave Ruth a big hug, I gave Declan a nice wee sort of handshakey hug, and Conor was like, hey. I was like, hey. And that was it. We're literally not seen each other for a year. Mm-hmm. And it was like the most anticlimactic hello ever. And that's fine. That's all we need.
And I met twins who are ridiculously close. Twins who are very emotional with each other. But I always feel like they're trying too hard for that. We don't need that. We don't need to be close. We're not, maybe it's the wrong word, but we're not intimate with each other. No. And I don't mean intimate.
Obviously. I think that's also part of just who we are in general, though.
That's possibly.
Because I remember speaking to Ross and Lindsay about it, and they were very open with each other. I think it was them. They were very open with each other about everything. Yeah. And I thought it was even more weird because it was boy and girl. You know, I thought that was a little bit weird. And like, I'm sure I've heard, it might have been a TV show when I've seen a boy and girl twin set who would happily walk around naked with each other and all that sort of stuff. I was like, yeah, Conor and I have seen each other naked plenty due to rugby and other things, and we're not embarrassed about each other at all. But it seems weird to do that in any situation that's not identical, but it's not. You know what I mean? It's just, maybe it's just because you think it is because it's boy and girl, but they've gone through the same things as each other. Other than not having the same DNA, their twin experiences will be the same.
Yeah, right? No, for sure. I mean, I definitely have a few memories of when we were younger of silly stuff that we did, which Which I don't think I would have ever done with any other brother or sister.
Yeah.
And there's definitely some I won't tell people ever.
Yeah. And I guess there's some things that people have with their like friends. They've had like memories with close friends, like maybe Declan's got with Paul, or something that we didn't have, but we have with each other instead. So I guess you become the other person's best friend. I think you'll probably find that a lot of independent twins don't have a best friend the same way that like single children or like sisters or brothers will have. You know what I'm saying?
I definitely agree. I think we always had each other to keep each other company. We didn't need to look for other friends or someone else to entertain us.
Yeah,
I always had Liam there. I would never be bored. Or
yeah,
if I was bored, I'd be bored together.
Never be bored. So I'll just kind of go through the rest of these ones that I've got in this kind of thing and see, and one of them might come up. So which one's the evil twin? Something we hear all the time. Yeah, do you hear that all the time?
I hear that all the time, and I have an answer for it, but I mean that's...
Well, the answer is
not necessarily evil.
Nobody's the evil twin.
Neither.
My answer is always, well, I'm a bit more straight edge than Conor, and he's been a bit more rebellious, if you want to call it that, in the past. But neither of us are evil. We have the same thought processes. We believe in the same shit, but he's maybe pushed the limits, or maybe rebelled out a bit more when he was younger. And it's not an evil thing. It's just a choice, almost because one's gone one way and one's going another.
And I would. Some people have asked me, do you think that's because of twin? That's why you rebelled. Do you want to be so different from Liam? And I can't really answer that because I don't know. It might have just been that's who I am, or it might have been because I wanted to be as different as I could from Liam because everything was shared.
Because it only really happened once you reached the teenage years. Where that happens anyway.
So that happens anyway. Yes. Yeah.
So that's people are asking you, do you look the same? It's like, I haven't done it because I do look the same.
So, for momentarily lapse in understanding what identical means.
Yeah, it doesn't. I always have to go. So my usual thing is, well, he has shorter hair than me, and he has a slightly rounder face. But I mean, if you showed us a picture, you'd think it was him. Yeah. You'd think it was me.
Well, we definitely look more and more different the older we get, but that might be lifestyle choice. As anyone who's a common listener will know, Liam's really into his health and his CrossFit, and I'm more into enjoyment.
Your life.
I drink beer, basically. One of the biggest differences.
You drink beer and you allow yourself slightly more leniency when it comes to food.
Yes.
Potentially.
And I don't grow my hair as much as Liam.
No. It's fabulous. People getting you the wrong twin. So we don't have this much anymore because people don't know you as much as they know me, or vice versa. I'm sure if you came over and started living in Houston or vice versa, we would get that a little bit more. When we were younger, in teenage years, we got that a lot. I got that a lot, especially because you were more out there. You knew a lot more people out with our school and stuff who didn't know who I was so much. So especially going uptown when I was like late teenager, I would get, hey Conor, a lot from all these weird folk because you were into weird people. So I got that a lot. And we get from our aunties and uncles still. You said the other week there, one of our aunties was speaking to you thinking you were me.
Yeah. For
most of the conversation. So it happens all the time and we don't care. It literally does not. I don't care.
No, it doesn't bother me. We lived together in Aberdeen for a while. Mm-hmm. It's north of Scotland. And I would get that. Oh, it's not that I'd get that. Somebody would come up and talk to me as if they knew me, but I didn't have a clue who they were. And I'd have like, God, they know Liam. And sometimes I'd be like, it's not me. You think I'm Liam. I'm actually Conor. I'm his twin brother. Yeah. And they'd get a funny reaction. Or I would forget them. They did know me, and I would pretend to be Liam. So I didn't have to talk to them. Or I could, pretend I was...
That works, yeah.
I didn't know them.
That's hilarious. I've never done that before.
Only a few times, but it's definitely been...
Try to think, was there any been ever girls that have thought you were me and I'm you? I don't think so. Maybe once or twice at the mission, there'd have been a girl come up to me thinking I was you, looking for a snog or something.
The mission was a nightclub that we went to when we were younger.
Yeah.
Here's a quick question, just out of that girl comment. Do you think the girls who are attracted to you were attracted to me, and were we attracted to the same people?
So the attraction to the same person, I don't know. That's changed over a little bit, but there are times when both of us fancied the same girl. I'm sure I fancied your high school girlfriends at some point, and you fancied mine to some degree.
I definitely think what I find attractive, I think you might find attractive too, but the personality and what we're looking in for a girl,
that'd be different.
Yeah,
because I think we both like dark-haired girls. We both like slightly less. Well, we don't care skin color really, but more slightly more tanned is maybe what you maybe go towards just out of instinct now. But I'm trying to think. Have we ever? I think it's about 2 girls we've both kissed or something.
Yeah, maybe 2.
I think.
Yeah, I know definitely of 1, and that's it.
Yeah. I think. Did you ever kiss Denise?
No.
Hazel McDonald?
No.
I don't think so then.
No.
Castle.
But that'd be weird. I mean, yeah. That'd be weird. I mean, it's...
Well, no, it is weird, but it's just... I always thought you kissed Hazel McDonald.
Not that I remember.
Yeah, or Dodd. Anyway, I thought, yeah, maybe not. Well, maybe not then. I thought we had maybe more in common in that sense than that, but maybe not.
Yeah, I mean, I would never date one of Liam's girlfriends after him.
Even if we found him attractive and we got on with him, which most of the time we did.
Yeah.
Or do. Like, I've always got on with Hazel.
Yeah.
One of Connor's high school girlfriends.
It's just... It's maybe more respect than anything else.
Well, I think for me, it's also... I'm not touching that.
I know if anyone, they could have dated 100 guys, and it wouldn't matter that you would date them.
Yeah.
But the one person who's more like you than anyone, I'm the same. It's a bit like, oh, okay.
Well, it's also because of me. For me, it's like... I don't know, it's more personality nowadays, especially, but you dated my brother who looks exactly like me. That seems weird.
Yeah.
You know? But I don't know, I've got an ex-girlfriend who's dated 3 Liams. You know, is that weird? You know, it's... I don't know what's weird or not. I'm just a bit weird like that. Like, same with my good friends. I would never date anybody who's dated one of my good friends. I just couldn't do that. But, so it's maybe the same thing. I don't know. Anyway. People using both names, do you react to Liam?
All the time.
I react to Conor all the time. Every time I hear Conor, even if it's Houston.
I know Liam doesn't live here.
Yeah.
And hasn't for a while. But if I hear Liam, I'll turn around.
Yeah, same with me and Conor.
In fact, people could call me Liam and I'll still answer to
it. Having a partner crime in every stage of your childhood. That's always good. The amount of times that we've kind of done something wrong, we both know, we're like, okay, how can we hide this?
Yeah, when you're hiding
how can
something
we get
from
away
your
from
parents,
this? Or like, you chance your luck to go get some Pokemon cards, you steal some money, like, okay, how much you got? I got 150. Oh, how much you got? I got 150. Perfect.
So, at the same time as having to share everything when you're younger was bad, you also were able to combine everything you had. So you had more than everyone.
Yeah.
Or you got stuff that you wouldn't have been able to get.
And you never saw it as you're losing out. I never ever saw it as, I don't get as much as anybody else.
No. Yeah, I agree. People always say, you had to share everything when you're younger.
Like, it's amazing because when we got a PlayStation or Nintendo or Xbox, we got to play with someone. Yeah. The only other thing we got was an extra controller because then we could have 2-player. And everything we could, we played 2-player with.
And hey, sharing's fun.
It's much better as a kid, guys. If you have kids, have 2 so you can share. Yeah. What else have we got? Wearing the same outfits. Yeah, we've done that.
Yeah,
we do it every a couple of Christmases we've done it, and when we were younger we did it.
We'll do it on purpose now for humour. And we did when we were children because my parents would just buy the same clothes.
Or they changed, like, make you blue, me red, or red, blue, or something like that.
You could tell the difference.
Once we changed rucksacks in high school, backpacks. What do we call them here?
School bags.
School bags, thank you. Once we changed school bags and people lost their shit at school. Like, nobody had no idea.
We told them we had swapped places, but we'd just swapped backpacks. And everybody knows everyone's backpack.
Yeah. Because that's how people told us apart, because we had different backpacks. So they had no idea who was who, and I swear to God, that was like a day and a half maybe, and people just lost their shit. They had no idea what was going on. Even teachers were like, what's going on? I didn't know who you are.
But yeah, that's only probably twin prank that we pulled. Like, proper one. It's not even that much of a prank, because we didn't even do it.
The thing is, we don't look at ourselves as twins, we just look at ourselves as brothers.
Yes.
That's the biggest thing. Oh, what's it like being a twin? I don't fucking know.
It's like asking a guy what's it like being a woman. I don't know. I've never been a woman.
Yeah.
I've never not been a twin. So
this is all I know.
And lots of people say, I'd love being a twin. I'm like, okay. I don't know how to react.
I know our relationship is different than like yours and mine and Declan's, but I don't see it that different, you know?
No, not really.
Like, I know ours is different, but it's not... I don't see... I don't know. It's the same as asking any of our friends who's not got brothers, what's it like being having your sister? They're like, I don't know, it's just what it is. Yeah.
We've never known anything different.
Do we have a soft spot for other twins? Jed would have hated. No, you know what? Probably a little bit.
Yeah, usually... Well, when I've travelled quite a bit, and occasionally you'll meet a twin, and it's usually just one of them, sometimes it's 2 of them.
Sure.
And it will always be a talking point. And it's finding a grounds of familiarity.
Yeah, I guess so. And like, I guess a lot of the ones you maybe see on TV or stuff are playing to it, which is fair. But yeah, there's definitely a level of I'm a twin too. Oh, nice. And he's like, okay, we connection. That works. This is a good one. No matter how epic your fights can be, you'll always know that there's a special bond that can't be broken, and you'll be best friends for life. That's 100% true. So we have this uncanny ability to have like the worst argument of all time, and like 2 seconds later be fine.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think we've ever been truly annoyed at each other for so long that we just like we could spend the rest of the day not speaking to each other.
We fight if we're winding each other up, or if we have a disagreement, but it's never more than that. It's never more than a disagreement. We might blow it out of proportion, and we might go in moods with each other, but it's not going to stop us sitting down playing video games or watching the TV together. You know, it doesn't.
I think that almost pissed off our family more than anything else, because
we'd bring the house down with screaming.
Oh, we'd be screaming and shouting and punching and kicking and breaking doors and shit, and the next minute we'd be playing Xbox together, and Mum and Dad were like, what was that all about? It was like, I don't know.
We'd finish, slam the door to the kitchen, and then shout back, Liam, do you want a drink?
Yeah. It's so, I don't know, we're just kind of weird about it. But I guess that's brother and sister sibling rivalry. And Mum Declan used to be a bit more stubborn with it.
Yeah. In comparison to our other siblings, we definitely forgot about arguments pretty quickly. And there was never really any physical arguments. Well, to an extent there was physical arguments, but, you know, I've never punched him in the face.
We're not very physical people anyway, when it comes to arguments. What other 20 stuff have you got? Any more info you can tell me, Conor?
Well, I'll stay away from science, because that's boring.
No, it can be quite interesting. Any good science?
That's a few differences about identical twins. So obviously the genetics are the same.
Let's go quickly. Yeah, what are the things that don't change?
So yeah, that don't change. Are always the same.
What will be the same? Like, are eye colours all going to be the same?
Yeah.
Hair colour?
Yes. Let's use generally in majority of the cases. Yes, they will be. Your DNA is the same, so your genes are the same. So everything that's being produced, every chemical in your body is produced the same through development. Now, it can change when you get older, through mutation and through epigenetics, which is the environment interacting with your body. So that's why I say you need glasses and I don't. But that's obviously not genetic. Or if it was through the environment interacting with you.
Sure.
There's many cases of one twin getting cancer and the other one not getting cancer. That's mutations in your DNA.
Yeah, sure.
There'll be slight differences in height or foot size or something, and that's all through the growth process. That's the same why your fingerprints won't be the same, why your retinas won't be the same.
Sure.
Or your earlobes.
What significance does your retinas have?
Well, it's just that it's growth. So say you're using an eye scanner. Mine
okay.
Yours.
So yeah, I got you.
That's kind of like a fingerprint of the eye.
Yeah. Okay.
So all these things grow. So anything that grows that isn't, genetically dependent will be different.
So how does that affect, like, if I was infertile, would your sperm be the exact same?
That depends on the reason that you're infertile. I mean, if you're infertile from birth, then you probably are too. Then most likely, yes. But say if you...
So I'm talking about, say, if I had a wife and we wanted kids, but I couldn't.
Well, depending on the reasons that happened, because it could have been environmental throughout your lifetime.
Yeah. Well, no, but as in saying I wasn't and you were, would assume that it would be environmental then?
Yes.
So therefore, but would there be any distinguishable differences? Like, is there anything that really suggests that not come from my DNA? That kid.
Oh, so you're okay. So if you're saying you used me to get your wife pregnant,
yes.
Okay. Technically, no, but the variation in even yourself.
Well, that's what I'm wondering.
Be huge, because you can obviously have 2 children with the same person that look completely different. So,
but I mean,
they would be more genetically similar than if you went to a bank.
But my genes are the same as your genes, right?
Yes.
So why? I'm not saying it's going to be the identical kid that you and I would have, but I'm saying that for all intents and purposes, nobody could tell the difference.
Yes, that your children would have the set on a paternity DNA test. I could be shown as their paternal parent.
Okay.
Yes.
quick question: would you ever do that?
Well, I've thought about it. If I became infertile and couldn't have children, I would.
That's weird, though, isn't it?
But then that's not my choice. Obviously, I'd have to talk to my partner. But yeah, because I want it to be my DNA, my child, right? So your DNA is my DNA.
Well, that's what I'm thinking. But it's a bit weird because it's now your brother's son. But it's not. But it is. You know?
Well, it's better. Well, I think it's better being my identical twin brother's son than somebody I've never met that I've picked out from
Very true. Yeah.
From a catalogue.
It's a weird thought process, but yeah, that makes so much more sense.
Yeah.
You know, I think our DNA's better than anybody's. All right.
There's two of us.
So what does change? What can change? Like you said, earlobes can change, fingerprints.
Well,
is it anything else?
It's not that they change; they grow differently.
So it's only things that grow different. There's no way my DNA or my genes or anything can change.
Yes, of course. Yeah, because mutation will happen in your body.
So what level of mutation? Like what we're talking here?
Well,
as in like
okay,
say,
so each DNA
say you
has
and I
about
have blue eyes, right? Is there a way that if our DNA, our son could have not blue eyes?
Yes, but
that's gonna happen anyway. Yeah.
That
What am I trying to say?
That's all to do with
I don't know then.
chromosome crossover and it also depends on your partner greatly because it depends on the recessive and dominant genes. Through an early development within the egg, yes, if mutations occur, I mean, in your DNA, there's like 3 times 10 to the 9 base pairs, and a mutation happens. You know, I don't know it's I guess a ridiculously small amount. It's like 10 to the minus 8.
What's that? What is
mutations per generation.
Okay, so there's a very small chance we could change.
Yes, but I mean, your DNA, the actual functional, or at least what you can visibly see, or as in your body, is a very small part of the DNA.
Mm-hmm.
Or at least, I mean, that's within question at the moment. But we know it as it's only a very small part. So there'd have to be a mutation in a very specific part of your body in a very early development for there to be a significant difference.
So it's basically saying it's almost no chance.
Almost no chance, but you will get identical twins where one twin has a genetic disease and one doesn't, and that's because it is a mutation from very early development. But the chances of that are minute.
Okay, that's interesting. But so yeah, it's good to know the chances. But that's almost as likely as anybody else getting the disease. Really.
Yes. Oh yes.
So the chances actually of both of them having it would be more rare. Getting it through growth.
Well, the rarest would be them both getting genetic mutations, which is different. If they got the same one, there's no way of proving when it happened, so you'd most likely think it happened before the egg split.
Sure.
But at that point, the egg's in such early development that it's unlikely to happen at all. Because, well, it's just unlikely to happen.
Interesting. So is there any likelihood that it's more likely to be a girl or a guy when the egg splits? Is it more likely to be guy than girl? Or is it just totally dependent on the kid?
I don't know the numbers. There might be more male.
Well, I guess it's probably just as common as it being more girls and more boys.
I don't know if they do know the reason why an egg splits. As far to my knowledge, they don't know.
It's because people up there are thinking, shit, this kid's gonna be awesome. We need 2 of them. Boom, make 2 of them.
Pretty sure whoever's up there thought that. Yeah.
Yep.
He was like, I've done this. This is probably one of my best creations yet.
Yeah.
Let's make 2.
Boom. Either that, or they just press copy paste by accident. Or no, I'm not sure how that works.
Oh, you had a quarter to fill by the end of the week. Oh, just stick another one.
Yeah, stick another one. No, one of him. Every 330 needs to round it up. Alright, what other twin things do you have? Do you have any more information about twins?
No, I can do a weird additional bit on the science. And people say, DNA is the same, and necessarily, technically it is the same. To the majority, but because obviously mutations happen throughout your lifetime, you can do genetic testing and you can identify which twin is twin. Because we used to always ask in a crime, would Liam's DNA give away from my DNA? Now, I don't know. I think the standard law enforcement DNA test wouldn't, because they only use a number of points.
I think it's 13.
I think it's 13, yeah.
You told me that.
That might be correct. They might use more now, but I'm sure at one point...
Either that or I had on 23andMe, one of that.
But if you did if you sequenced my whole DNA and your whole DNA, there would be multiple points which would be different. So technically you could do it, but it's a big job.
I guess if it happened and I was like, it was not me, it must have been my twin, then they probably would do that then. Or do you think they just throw it out? Depends how big the case was, maybe.
It depends. They'd have to try. They'd have to do something. But we could. Double jeopardy. You can get away with it. I don't know if it's ever happened. But
probably has. We should look that up. That'd be interesting. So I heard you have a story you want to tell me about twins.
Yeah, this. Well, it's a little bit of a. It's not so much about twins, but it's about me being a twin. So I was in university in America. And I think I was in a psychology or sociology class. And my professor's up on stage talking about development of children and things like that. And she mentions that kids are known to masturbate within the womb. And this kind of puts a silence over the class. But I turn to my friend and mistakenly, very loudly, I say, "Oh my God, I was in there with another guy." So the whole class turns around. I said, "They're so loud," and just stare at me.
Were you drunk?
Burst out laughing. God, I wish I was drunk. I wouldn't feel so. I went bright red, and this was in Georgia in the south, so I got some real funny looks.
Yeah,
but it was funny. But you're very close when you were up. You wouldn't know any different.
Of course.
I don't even know how true that fact is. She told us this. You trust your professors. I assume it is.
So what did she say to that? Did she comment?
No, well, I think they just laughed and I sort of sunk in my seat and decided not to go back to that class that often.
Oh man, that wasn't been that bad. As in,
no, it was funny.
I'm surprised that she didn't ask you what you meant. I was like, well, I'm a twin.
I met people at parties after that who'd come and laugh about it, and then talk about being a twin.
Yeah.
And also because it was in a Scottish accent, it must have confused people.
Yeah, probably didn't make any sense to them.
Yeah.
Was he talking about tuna fish? I don't know. What's tuna fish? I get that a lot. Mm. I don't think I have any stories like that.
Well, I mean, that's a pretty specific story.
I'm trying to think of any twin type things.
I mean,
probably.
I
just
used
can't
to always
think of
argue
anyone.
with my biology teacher in primary school because they'd always say everyone's DNA is different.
In primary school?
Sorry, in high school.
Oh, yeah, I always make those comments. I always go, everyone's like, "Oh, you're a unique snowflake." Well, I'm not.
Everybody's different. I'm not.
I'm not, yeah. I'm ununique as it gets. Mm. Alright, how many celebrity twinsies do you know?
Oh, identical? Not many.
I don't think there's that many identical. Did you know Scarlett Johansson had a twin?
Yeah. She is a boy-girl twin, isn't she?
Mm-hmm.
You know who else is also a boy-girl twin?
Who?
Kiefer Sutherland.
I did know this. I did know this. I can't remember where
I don't know why I wouldn't have guessed it. I mean, it doesn't make any difference.
I had
a sibling.
Guess who else is?
A boy-girl twin?
No. Boy twin. Don't know if they're identical or not, though.
Famous. Identical or not? Okay, I don't know.
Vin fucking Diesel.
Yeah?
Vin Diesel's a twin, and I'm looking at his twin right now. And I don't. How the hell is that a twin?
No, Vin Diesel twin. Obviously, they can't be identical.
I don't think it can be.
No, they're clearly not.
It must be brothers. Well, no, they're obviously not identical, but I don't know how they could be twins.
There's a few famous identical ones, which we've already mentioned. The Irish abomination that is Jedward.
Yes.
And then Mary-Kate and Ashley are pretty famous for being identical twins, aren't they?
Did you know Ashton Kutcher's a twin?
I'd read that before, yeah, or heard it on an interview. That new actor Malik, Rami
Malek and Sami Malek.
Does, he's a twin.
Sammy and Rami. Oh my
Sammy
god.
And Rami. God, would you call your twins combination names? I mean, I kind of like the idea of it, but I don't know if I could.
No, you couldn't. You couldn't because it's already super confusing. Why the hell would you make it more confusing? I wouldn't do that. Yeah, but I know some people who do it with their brothers and sisters. I'm like, why are you doing that? I'm looking through a bunch of people. But I don't actually know who the people are in the first place. Never mind the twinsy versions.
There's quite a lot in. Well, I say there's quite a lot in film. There's a bunch of characters, but characters based on real life. There was the Cray twins, which the film Legend with Tom Hardy's about.
Oh yeah.
And the Cray twins were gangsters in the UK. I don't know, maybe 70 years ago.
Nah, not that long ago.
50 years ago.
Maybe 50.
I think they were based on like Manchester area.
London.
Was it London?
Yeah.
You sure?
Yeah. Have you ever seen the movie? Assuming the movie was based correctly.
Must be London then. And obviously Tom Hardy's not a twin. He played both roles.
Yeah.
But they were notorious gangsters. Pretty.
Napoleon Dynamite's a twin.
The actor, huh?
Yeah.
Know that.
Jonathan Joseph John Hader. I'm sure they've. Well, his famous one, Sarah Connor, Linda Hamilton's a twin, and they use her twin in the scenes in Terminator where the liquid Terminator T1000 was using her was replicating her, so it's facing her. Do you remember that?
So that actually was a twin.
That was her twin sister. Yeah. I think she might be coming back for the new one as well. It's coming out.
There's another one.
Yeah, there's a new one of Linda Hamilton in it. It's made it look really good.
Oh, that's good. I love
I'm into
Judgment
that.
Day.
Anyway, famous twins. Usually just one of them are famous and people don't know about it. Unless it's like two wee kiddies who've got famous, which is kind of just lame.
There's quite a lot of cases where they play twins, but there's not actually twins. Like Phoebe.
Yeah, Phoebe's not twins.
Not a twin. And the payment trap, not a twin.
Oh, what's her name? Lindsay Lohan. Mm. Yeah, I think people probably thought for a while because she was young when she did that.
They did that well. I was convinced at the time.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
Quite a lot of character. Scarlet Witch, Quicksilver twins.
Yeah.
Patty and Selma from The Simpsons.
Yeah.
The Weasley brothers from Potter.
Oh yeah. Again, that was one guy, right? Was it two? That maybe it was two.
I think it was two.
No, it must have been two. There was way too much CGI work.
I think Luke and Leia were supposed to be twins, right?
No.
I think they were twins.
Don't think they were twins.
Well, yeah, because Anakin and Princess whatever, surely they didn't have multiple children. They'd have shown that, right? Or maybe that was a secret part.
I don't know.
Supposed to show in episode 3.
Can't tell you. I don't know.
I'm pretty sure they were supposed to be twins.
Yeah.
Kissed his twin. Kissed our twin. Weird.
I mean, it's not that weird because then you probably masturbate each other in the women.
Yeah.
Don't know how that works. It's dissectical.
Yeah, I went straight to second.
I never get that. I'm trying to think, is there any more female? No, there's probably not. Anyway, so as a twin, what would you? If someone wants to go, what's it like being a twin? Give it like a very short answer.
My normal answer isn't a short answer for being.
Give a podcast answer.
What's it like being a twin? Just having a sibling that's probably the closest person you'll ever being closer to somebody. Probably being closer to anybody else.
You're struggling.
But you know what I'm trying to say?
Think of the bestest friend you've ever had in your life. The closest you've ever been to a friend. Now, combine that with your closest family member. And just, like, make a big cake out of that.
Yeah.
And that's it. Because it's something that is irreplaceable. You can't... No brother can replace it. No best friend can replace it. Mm-hmm. They can probably get close, but they just can't quite hit it. And it's probably like that.
Yeah. And our experience is obviously different from other people's. But, I know that no matter what I do, no matter what he does, you'll always be there to help me out or look out for me, and I'll always be there for you. Now, I'm not saying my rest of my family wouldn't, but I'm just saying,
And I'm also not saying that there's some twins that won't be like that either, because there will obviously be twins that aren't that close. Yeah. But it's definitely
I like
easier.
The fact that no matter what, I can always get a kidney or a lung.
Yeah, that's always
or some bone marrow from somebody.
Yeah, that's true.
Skin grafts.
Or a kid. Or a kid, whatever we need. Yeah, that's pretty good, actually. Yeah. All right, well, have you got anything else? That's it.
Well,
then, have you got more stuff? What more stuff have you got? We're hitting about 45 minutes, that'll do.
That's plenty to talk.
Okay. Well, so how we usually end is I go, oh, well, in that case, I've been Liam, and you would say, I've been Kayla.
I've been Kayla. I mean, Conor.
And this has been MumbleCast. Bye!
Bye!